Okay, so I wanted to do this reading. I just did some readings on TikTok, and I picked up this deck in particular for a reading that I was doing, and it just felt extremely talkative. And so I wanted to do a reading just with this deck to see what Spirit has here. Spirit, let me open up this energy for the beautiful soul that will be connecting to this reading, to this vibe. Please, Spirit, let all the messages be very clear and concise on what needs to be said here. And protect as we channel and receive messages. Ashe. All right, what is the energy here, Spirit? We have surrender coming out first. We have acceptance in reverse. We have purpose. We have abundance. I think that was in reverse. Abundance in reverse. Is that another card that fell? Yes. Then we have pride and then success in reverse. That's crazy. First and foremost, Grand Rising, baby. That is upright, reverse, upright, reverse, upright, reverse. Okay. Surrender, acceptance in reverse, purpose, abundance in reverse, pride, and success in reverse here. Okay. I love. Tell me about this, Spirit. Balance. Yeah, okay, okay, okay. Airplane flying by right now. Um, Spirit really leading some of you guys to find a new sense of balance in your faith here. Okay. Hi, baby. I'm good. How are you? Um, find a sense of balance in your faith. Okay. Because it still seems that there may be, I feel like I've been this reading before. So I'm gonna say that this is kind of like the same energy, but it still feels like that there may be some people that could be questioning, the position that their purpose has them in right now, or questioning the responsibilities that come with the purpose, right? People say heavy is the head that wears the crown. That shit don't make no sense to me because why is my head heavy? It's more of my neck, right? Anyway, heavy is the neck of those that wear the crown. And the crown for a lot of us really is or has been placed because there has been an assignment given to you to, break these generational curses or to bring these powerful changes into the world in one way or the other. So even it's of pressure sometimes that we could subconsciously feel because our inner selves know that this is our purpose and know that how big we are and how great we are and how much of a difference we can make. Sometimes too, this is where you can find a lot of star seeds and people that have beautiful purposes with the most high can also be the worst overthinkers, can be the ones that get easily overwhelmed in mind because there's always this pressure to feel like, okay, am I doing it right? Or even sometimes when we develop those control issues, and obsess over the things that we can't control and making sure that the result is what's to be. And but when God takes that privilege from you of always knowing how it's going to go or how it's going to flow, does that cause you to be turbulent? Does that cause you to question, the whole thing or what you're doing? Does that cause you to be like, hesitant? And I feel that for whoever this message is for, right, it is really trying to bring you to a sense of balance here because you could have been feeling, a bit off in your energy lately, or if not so much in your energy, it's been like in your mindset about how you're perceiving where you are right now or what's going on right now. And Spirit is asking you to stay in the sense of surrender when it comes down to Just accepting the fucking great first and foremost. It's that simple. You are fucking great. Doesn't matter what you're doing, not doing, you're great. You're great because you're you. You're great because you have been chosen. But especially getting to this space to where it's like I understand that concept in such a deep level that I'm willing to challenge any thought that creeps into my mind or into my energies that tells me that I'm something less than that, or that causes me to resent who I am because of the responsibility that comes with being great or being seen, right? And this is a message that even I can resonate with as well too, because I'm open about this with the tribe on several different occasions on how there's been a lot of times where it has been a bit challenging to show up to this space still as a healer because of the ways in which I felt things were going for me personally, or me being in the energy where it was just like, this vibe of, and I got you, baby, I see you, I'm answering. This vibe of just, struggling not to see what I'm dealing with as me failing or me not doing enough or whatever it is, right? So in the surrender, right, as Jackson is asking, like, how do we surrender, right? The surrender, first of all, is a day by day process. Okay, it's a you have to surrender every single day, and you surrender to the space of whatever the realization is for you that has foremost put you into the understanding that I need to do something spiritual, I need divine, I need to answer this call, right? Those reminders help a lot. And then the reminders of this is bigger than me, and everything that I choose to not do, or when I get into this energy of like resisting, right, or questioning what God is telling me to do, not only does it affect me being able to see the fullness of those manifestations of those visions, right, that God has shown me that I could have or do or accomplish, I also got to think about my children may have to suffer, because if I don't get this, means this karmic debt is going to be passed on to them. If I don't tap into, the discipline that says I got to see this all the way through, my children may suffer. Even past over loved ones, right, who have come before us, and them being in a position of being free, that could be heavily dependent upon us stepping fully into this purpose. So finding the motivation that says, you know, not only is not something that I should question or feel like, oh, am I doing the right thing, or da da da. No, it's something that I should believe in so heavily that I can see, the bigger picture of what my energy is going to produce, right? When we plant a seed in the ground, we normally put some sort of indicator there that says, oh, this is the watermelons. Oh, these are the tomatoes. Oh, these are, because we expect that when I put this type of seed down, I get this sort of, fruit in return. So reminding myself too that if I'm still working and I haven't seen the fruit that I'm expecting, it's not a sign for me to give up. It's not a sign for me to be in the energy of where I'm doubting myself or doubting that I'm doing the right thing. No, it's a sign for me to keep going, because there's still the space of that fruit being, born or being harvested and everything else. Yeah, that time is still to come. And the only way it won't happen is if I stop right here, if I let these thoughts, consume my mind. So surrendering can look in, so many different ways. Even when I just got off of TikTok and I was doing a reading for another person, and this was kind of like her energy, right, too, of what spirit was telling her. And one of the things that I said to her is like, when it gets to that space in your mind to where you feel that overthinking coming in, or you feel those doubtful thoughts start to creep up, say out loud, stop, call your own name. To call all of you into attention And when you call all of you into attention, remind yourself of what it is that we doing. Hey, we ain't doing that fear shit. We're not down. We are where we are. God has already said that we are enough. Love says that I need to accept myself in all forms of who I am becoming. Even if I find myself being hyper fixated on who I want to become, right? I'm not going to spend this time focusing on the fact that I'm not there yet. No. I'm going to pour into myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to speak life into who I am in this moment. I'm going to give myself this space of radical acceptance. And I'm going to stop resisting and, you know what I'm saying, like putting that energy of delay on myself, constantly like, what am I doing? Da, 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 da. No. Surrender looks like acceptance, right? The acceptance I came out in reverse, but we turn it upright, right? Because surrender looks like accepting everything that you can see in your life right now, accepting it for exactly what it is, not trying to turn it into anything else, wish that it was something else, right? Just let it be. And understanding too that when you have that type of connection with spirit, that you know you can convey things to spirit and say, hey, I want to change this, or even just to the universe in general, this is what I want to be different. They're going to hear you. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying, align you with that change. But until that day comes, it's kind of like, how do I live with what I got? And not just live in the energy to where I'm just getting by, or I'm fussing and worrying the whole day, or in some sort of low vibration. No, how do I get through this shit as easy as fuck, seamless? And the answer to it is accepting. Anytime I pray, some days is an easy prayer for me to really just say, like, God, I'm really grateful, you know, for my life as it is in this very moment. But sometimes I have to say that in a moment in time where I'm looking around and I want to knock everything over because I'm sick of, you know what I'm saying, what I'm seeing, or but there's still always that resolve. I gotta accept it. And even if what I accept today is the fact that it ain't always gonna be like this, cool. Accept that and keep it moving. But don't hyper focus on what it ain't and throw yourself into this weird ass imbalance unnecessarily. Because the one thing that I always say to myself and everybody else that I have to encourage, the same type of message, baby. You're going to cross that finish line one way or the other. Now, do you want to cross victoriously with your hands up, you know what I'm saying, knowing like, yeah, I knew God would do it all the while? Or you want to cross that motherfucker crawling because you done worried yourself to death and you ain't got no edges or no, you know what I'm saying, kneecaps left. You know what I'm saying, on your knees just looking God and just freaking out because there's a part of you that subconsciously didn't want to accept that this is your truth. You gonna have it. This is your purpose. You are powerful. Ashe, so welcome. But we're in the space now to where it's like, yeah, ain't no need to be fussing, fighting, tussling, and everything else, and especially not this close to the finish line. We all crossing different finish lines, but when I say that this is a time when it is happening, whatever time you seeing this message, yeah, it's happening for you. And this is also a time too where you don't need to be hyper focused on the failures or things that happened in the past. Or focus on what you feel like right now could be failing or not going right. Like, no, that's not the space of focus. Acceptance. Yeah, acceptance. For a lot of you too, you know, we've been talking about this for a minute. We have loneliness here and patience. For some of you, this has felt like one of the most loneliest times of your life because you have been in such a hermit mode. God has really separated you. Even in God asking some of you guys to be patient for that energy of people coming back into your life or being surrounded by the right people. Maybe that's where your imbalance is, being by yourself, tired of, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's still people that could be around you that's not in a good energy or they in some low vibe shit, like you're tired of that same, you know, sad ass pick of the litter when it comes down to your relationships. Well, the thing about it is, my love, if you hearing this, God has already promised you a sense of a soul family that will come in and be, that equal give and take of what you need. And if this sounds like what I'm saying, something that you've already heard from Spirit, like, yeah, confirmation. Like, Spirit is just telling you that's patient, space. I wish I could make it up, y'all. But just fill out friendship. Confirmation. Then I'm sitting here talking about the relationships and the friendships now. Big confirmation. I know this about here. And I, as well too, if you're resonating with this reading, you may want to go back and check out some of the recent readings I've done on my YouTube here, because I'm hearing that message come out again about, for some of you, this definitely could be a in your life that Spirit has been asking you to surrender these folks and let them go. And if you're holding on to somebody who is not healthy to you because of a fear of loneliness, yeah, Spirit is saying you don't got to do that, baby. When you accept how beautiful you are and how the law of attraction works in your favor now, yeah, honey, you have to know that you're going to attract beautiful energies and friends into your life. But you do got to get the scum bum diggities up out of the way first. Okay? Yeah. But if there is a fear of being alone or whatever this is, some of you guys have already been in a hermit mode. For others of you, Spirit may be getting ready to take you into a sense of hermit mode for a while. I don't see it being a long time. You are getting ready to be put in a hermit mode is because Spirit is separating you from some people that no longer serve you. We have forgiveness and self-esteem here. And for some of you too, this hermit mode is about you being able to tap into a deeper sense of self-love for yourself here. And if you are around people that are a distraction to you or who don't, again, give off a type of action that is conducive to that sense of, healing and elevation in your energy, they gotta go. Gotta go. Anything else on this here? Yeah, we got humor and courage coming out here. And Spirit is telling you guys too, I shade confirmation, my love. Spirit is saying too, it really is time to laugh after the storm here, right? Some of you guys are so conditioned to things always being hard with this adversity are coming out here. Or even just being around people who feel that way. Right? And that's the thing too that I've been saying, like, spiritual people for real, we gotta get new friends. Okay? We have friends that are spiritual, that love themselves, because the way in which they treat themselves, what we have to know and learn now is a hard fact in the science. That's how they're going to treat you too. When God said love your neighbor as you love yourself, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I know we say neighbor first and then that ourselves, but people be missing the message. Love the neighbor as you love yourself. How do you love yourself? And that's where most people be fucking shit up. So ready to try to love bomb other people and da da da. But no, most people ain't out here doing the work. They're not healing themselves here. And because of that, they always got chaotic energy around them. So that's why in a lot of ways it's telling the starseeds and people who have healed, stay away. Especially if you are trying to heal that thought within your own self that, oh, my life is, meant to just be chaotic. Or if it ain't one thing, it's another, right? If you in the inner trying to get out of that and knowing that that's not your truth, because it's not. If you is this reading here, it is not your truth, baby. But if you're struggling with not believing that, check who's around you who thinks like that. And if it is just you, then check, what thought processes you have been on that have made you feel that way, or that make you feel like you have to hold on to that type of theory in your life. Because, baby, at this point in my life, by the time I say if it ain't one thing, it's another. I'm talking about blessings. If it ain't one good thing happening, it's another great thing. I don't claim that energy for myself anymore. And even now, when I stand in this place of having forgiven my process and everything that I've gone through and learned what I was supposed to learn, I don't even have any resentment when I look back on what I went through. All of that was about the purpose. All of that was about growing and pushing me who I needed to be. And even though it did for a while, I feel like, damn, shit just keep happening. And it's just a series of unfortunates. But in real time, when I look where that shit pushed me, yeah. Because every one of those spaces where I felt like I was forced out of or something just happened where I had to walk away, it was a space where I was trying to get comfortable. But not even knowing that the pure seeds that I had to give and the type of dirty ass ground and unconducive energy that these people had, yeah, it just wasn't, it's water and oil. But for a lot of you, you need to get around people that come with this type of energy, courage and humor here, people that can see the bright side of life. People who have a spiritual aspect when it comes down to life and have a respect for what God is saying. Not just go to them for advice. They just, well, I would do this if it was me, da da da. Yeah. No, look, with judgment coming out here. Not finna be out here getting led, blind leading the blind. Like, no. There's not more of that. And this is why, you know what I'm saying, even because a lot of these readings come out, right? The people that these resonate with the most, especially when we talk about having to let go of something or, change something up here. There's usually some sort of realization already that you have that you need to disconnect, or there's some sort of like tug pulling that you've already been having to do to just make it work. It ain't been nothing that's just been flowing or going, right? Now, it may not have to be something that the person is just doing to where it's like that, right? But it's been going smooth enough to where you could try to, get in where you fit in. But spirit is like in this energy now, you know what I'm saying? Like, to where if it's not already going in the direction that you flowing, baby, if it's not something that looks like the process of what you already gone through, like you're seeing this person is healed, they've come up in their mind and in their energy or whatever is here, leave that shit alone. We real strict around here. Insecure coming on in the background by Jasmine Sullivan. We not dealing with people who have these insecurities, because that's the one thing that we learn too. It's always the insecure folks that be ready to flip the table when they get mad or when they feel like, you know what I'm saying, doubting them or whatever. And the whole time it be them in their own head, doubting their own shit. And it's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? If it's not an energy to where we're sitting down speaking life into ourselves and speaking life into the understanding of who God is and what God told us to do, I don't want to talk. I don't want to be cool. I don't want to connect it. And even if it's not about a person that's thinking that way, if it's a thought in your mind, tell that thought, I dismiss you. I return you back to sender, because that's a thought that I need to fathom and feed and grow. And no, they're helping me. I want to surrender each and every day to whatever it is that spirit is telling me can have, that is good for me, that is powerful for me, that is life-changing for me. Not be out here waking up every day expecting bullshit to happen, or if it ain't one thing, it's another. No, we ain't on that time no more. So challenge yourself if you're seeing this is to see the good in the God and everything. This is one of the things that I say all the time. Everything that's happening, even the things that don't feel good, even the things that don't, you know what I'm saying, feel like it's working in your favor in this moment. Challenge yourself to see the good in the God and everything, because the one thing that I can promise you is that it is working in your favor. God already said that. God already said that. It's not changing. It's not changing. Anything else here, Spirit, before I close this out? Yeah, this came out twice. Discipline in reverse coming out here. It fell out earlier while I was talking, but I put it back in. Gratitude and denial. Yeah, so, yeah. Definitely, for whoever's watching this message, Spirit is telling you, make sure that you continue to practice that energy of gratitude, right? And even in those moments where you want to deny what's happening versus accepting it, practice gratitude. Look at that thing that could be happening or going on that you just like, oh, I hate this and da da da. And instead, just be like, God, I thank you that I am having experience. Because even if I don't know what it's for right now, God, I know that it's going to work in my favor and work for my good. I don't care if you got to say it with tears in your eyes, shaking in your voice, you know what I'm saying? Like, but before you get into the energy of denying what's around you or, oh, I don't want this or da da da, I don't want to go this way. Remember, we stand in the energy of surrender and acceptance. It means that we have to find a way to be grateful for all things that are happening. Being grateful for all aspects of your life as it is in this moment. And knowing that, yeah, we serve a life, we serve a God that is always changing, right? We live a life that is ever evolving and changing. So God can still change whatever it is that you want to see change in your life. But in the meantime, how you treating God? How you talking to yourself? How you treating this situation? Where your mind at? And asking yourself every day, am I surrendering in my energy, in the way that I'm thinking, in the way that I'm moving, in the way in which I'm making plans? Am I setting myself up for the success that I expect God to give me? Am I setting myself up for the success that I have worked for already? Okay? So I'm going to close this out here. I think that's all that need to be said. This is one meant to be no long message. But I love you. If this resonated with you, definitely take it. Keep taking it. Keep using it for what you need it for. If you need to book a personal reading with me, definitely make sure that you click the information that is in the description. It's my link tree to find that information on how to book, okay? But I love you guys. Spirit, I'm going to close this out here officially. Thank you so much for this quick reminder and this message here. Thank you as well, Spirit, for keeping us in beautiful alignment, God, as you are fulfilling all of the beautiful promises you've made over us and over our lives. I do pray and ask, Spirit, that when things begin to get cloudy or the physical begins to defy, God, the things that we are believing for, us, God, to turn up our faith even more. Help us to see the good in the God in everything, God, and to consciously seek for that in our everyday lives here, Spirit. We thank you, Spirit, that our manifestations are coming to fruition in beautiful ways. And we thank you that you are preserving us and everything that belongs to us in a beautiful way so that we may enjoy to the fullness, Spirit. Keep us safe always, Spirit. Ashe. All right, I love y'all. Ashe, you're so welcome. I love y'all so very much. Y'all definitely, yeah. Y'all stay tapped in now. See the good in the God in all you do. All right? That's happening as well, too. All right? And I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.